Welcome back to another episode of Podcast Name, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of technology and innovation. Today, we're exploring something that's not just reshaping the tech landscape, but also empowering developers everywhere: GitHub Copilot. It's pretty exciting stuff, so let's unpack it together. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is GitHub Copilot? Well, think of it as your AI-powered coding assistant, like having a super smart buddy who can understand your coding context and helps you write code more efficiently. Pretty cool, right? Imagine you're deep into a project and you hit a roadblock. Copilot can jump in, suggesting code snippets and even entire functions based on what you're trying to achieve. It's like having an additional pair of eyes and hands ready to help out. But how does it do this? That's where things get really interesting. GitHub Copilot is powered by AI, specifically a model called Codex. It's trained on a vast amount of code from public repositories and learns patterns, which means it can generate suggestions as you type. Isn't that fascinating? But there's so much more to consider, like security and reliability. Speaking of which, let's talk about security. One of the great things about using Copilot is that it actively helps find and fix vulnerabilities. As you write your code, it can flag potential issues, making your coding experience not just faster, but safer too. Now let's pivot a bit and consider how developers are using Copilot in real projects. I've heard stories of people who used it to create entire applications or streamline their workflows. It's sparking creativity and speeding up development cycles. How amazing is it that AI can actually enhance the creative process? But I wonder, does relying on an AI like Copilot affect the way developers learn and grow? That's a question worth pondering. On one hand, it can help newcomers find their feet in coding more easily, but on the other hand, is there a risk of them relying too much on AI instead of learning the fundamentals? What do you think? Before we wrap up, let's take a moment to highlight some key insights from our chat today. GitHub Copilot can be an incredible ally for developers, offering support, confidence, and boosting productivity. However, it's essential for users to remain engaged with their learning process to avoid overly relying on these tools. It's all about balance. All right, that's a wrap on today's episode. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to join us next time as we dive into more tech trends and insights. Until then, keep coding, stay curious, and embrace the future of technology.